Ladies and gentlemen, we are 5 minutes away from the Blizzcon show, which we will be restreaming as we always do. Um, Fingers crossed, I suppose, just to get this on camera since we're actually recording now. I do want to admit, first of all, my predictions. My own predictions are Overwatch 2, WoW expansion, some Warcraft 3 Reforged re-showing, Overwatch 2, did I already say that? Hearthstone expansion, nothing big, in short. Oh, and Diablo 4. That's it. And I'm not particularly enthused about any of that. We'll see. Pie in the sky hopes are things that will never happen, so I'm not even going to list them at this point. And there probably won't be any particularly interesting or funny stuff, so I'm not really all that enthused or dethused. I'm walking into this pretty flat, to be just completely blunt. I'm not negative, but I'm also not positive. This is just whatever at this point. So whatever they do, we'll see. We've been talking about it for the last, looks like about 3.5 hours now. This is going to be the pre-show, so this isn't actually the lead up to the actual show. The show is going to be in about 20 minutes after that countdown stops. I probably won't restream all of the pre-show because their pre-shows are usually crap unless you really want me to. That's up to you guys. So, first question, for those of you live who are joining us here, do you want us to restream the pre-show in totality? Now, several people are saying, why isn't it Diablo 4 at least a little big? If Diablo 4 is a good game, then sure, yeah, I'm down for that. I'm one of those people who actually really likes... Okay, stop. I'm an idiot. Let me actually start a poll, which means I need to get rid of this. So hang on. Okay, let's bring it back. Let's start a poll. We'll put it up for 2 minutes. 2 minutes sounds good. New poll. Yes or no? So, yes, restream, pre-show. No, don't bother. 2 minutes. Poll up. Boom. Now. Yeah, sure, Pico, you got it. Pico. Okay. Unity. Okay, so, to explain myself now. I actually really like Diablo 3. Diablo 3 is a great game. I stand by that to this very day. Diablo 3 didn't start off as a great game, but it got there. It got there. It took its time, but it got there. And I actually think Diablo 3 is the best of the franchise to date. And I know I get a lot of flack for that opinion, and I don't care. So if Diablo 4 is of the same level of quality, that would be awesome. So you probably already think you can see where I'm going with this. The harsh and flat reality here is that I said this earlier, I have no particular faith in Blizzard right now. And I don't mean to sound negative about that, but as I've said before, I'm not their target audience anymore. Diablo 4 could easily be a good game for people who were not me. You know? It could easily be something that is intended for an audience that I am simply not a part of. I may despise black licorice, but that does not necessarily make black licorice bad. So we'll see. So that's why I just am kind of on the possibility of a Diablo 4. To be simplistic about it. That's also why I have no particular hype for the WoW expansion. Or for, WoW 8.3. And I really don't care about Overwatch 2. No, coffee's different. Black licorice and coffee are different concepts. What about Reforged? I'm sorry, one moment. Sorry, usually spam phones don't call multiple times in a row from the same number. And so I thought that might be UPS, because I actually do have a package due today. And sometimes they'll call me and be like, hey, I'm outside. Oh, hello. What's the poll results? Yes, Restream. Okay, well, I'm gonna shut up then.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the moment you've all been waiting for.
We want to give a big BlizzCon welcome.
What is up, BlizzCon?
Ladies and gentlemen, BlizzCon love is in the air.
Whoa, things just got real.
I am so stoked to be here.
Stick with us, and you'll never miss a moment.
It's time for our favorite part of BlizzCon.
Who's gonna take it all? That is the story.
Ladies and gentlemen out there, are you ready for the grand finals? The winner is Have No Fear! Thank you, BlizzCon. Make some noise! We have a new world champion!
Be good to one another, have fun, welcome home. I am from Chile. From Toronto.
We're from Australia.
I'm from Panama. From France.
Hey guys, welcome to the BlizzCon All Access channel. I'm Michelle Morrow alongside Malik Forte, and we're coming to you live from the Anaheim Convention Center for the epic event of the year, BlizzCon 2019. Malik, what is up? I'm so happy to have you here.
Yeah.
You excited or what?
Am I excited?
Yeah.
I don't know, Michelle. Does Winston love peanut butter on his bananas? Do I love Reaper?
Yes.
Is Sylvanas evil?
No!
Of course I'm ready.
He caught me.
got
We're
you
going to
there.
find out more about that soon. Hopefully, the fate of Sylvanas and everything else. We are less than 20 minutes away from opening ceremony, and this was the scene just a few moments ago as Blizzard fans from all over the world converged on the Anaheim Convention Center.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
people just lined up everywhere.
I saw a people eater there. That was real scary right there. But guys, if you want to make sure you don't miss a moment of this year's BlizzCon, you've come to the right place. We'll be here with you on the All Access channel for the next 2 days, bringing you all the big announcements, the developer panels, the talent and costume contests, and the closing night festivities as well.
And of course, as always, we're going to be sitting down with some of your favorite Blizzard executives and developers to dig even deeper into what's on the horizon for every franchise in the Blizzard universe. This is a big BlizzCon.
It's a big one, big one. All right, so our All Access Roman reporters are also back this year, and they'll be checking in throughout the next 2 days to give you a feel for what it's like out there on the convention center floor, starting right now with Anna Prosser, who's standing by with BlizzCon executive producer Sarah Lynn Smith.
Thanks so much, guys. I'm so excited for the opportunity to chat with Sarah Lynn Smith, the executive producer of BlizzCon. Sarah Lynn, this is your second year in this role.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about what you were most excited about last year, and then as we go into this year, what you're most excited about here.
Oh, wow. Yeah, in 2018, I guess a big lesson was how much people love Lindsay Sterling. She was one of our closing performers, and she was actually our highest rated performer ever from the attendees. Wow. So yeah, I think it was a good indication for us that we want to have talent that are relevant for the community, that are in the gaming scene, so that was awesome. And then this year we have so much new stuff, and I'm really excited about the Blizzard Arcade.
That's what you took away from last year's BlizzCon?
Check it out.
That?
It has, new stuff, and it has some retro stuff we're really excited about.
Oh, sorry, that?
Is our cinema, which we're hoping for families or anyone that doesn't want to see mature content, that they'll go down to the cinema in Hall E. But there's other things I can't quite talk about yet that we hope everyone will be super excited for.
Oh, I'm sure. There's always things that you can't tell us. Are there any hints or things that you want us to be ready for the opening ceremony? I know you can't give us any spoilers, but how should we prepare ourselves?
Oh my. Well, there will be big announcements. There'll be amazing cinematics, as always. We're going to be going from Hall D, then to Hall C.
Is that better on the audio?
So we'll have, 3 stages involved.
Oh yeah, hang on. I got it ready to play all the new Blizzard games. Give me a second here.
Well, speaking of going from Hall
I'm sorry, I shouldn't snark. I'm
Walking with a virtual
sorry.
ticket, some people may not have grabbed theirs yet. What will they be getting, and what would they be missing if they don't have a virtual ticket?
Oh, okay, good question. So, well, first of all, the virtual ticket comes with all these in-game goodies. So this year we have like 2 Murloc pets in World of Warcraft and this awesome onesie, like this Yeti onesie for WoW. We've got 2 legendary heroes for Overwatch, and so there's lots of in-game goodies to check out. But then also live at the show, we really want the virtual ticket to be the best way to experience BlizzCon if you can't actually be here in Anaheim. Yeah, so we have additional 25 hours of
Wait.
content that people can
Do you
watch
have
from the comfort of
the
their home.
virtual ticket?
Yeah, I hope that's a great experience.
Now, one thing I want to ask you, because we always talk about what Blizzard is bringing to BlizzCon, but you mentioned the community and making sure that things are relevant to them. What are you most excited that the community is going to bring here to BlizzCon to you?
Oh, that's by far my favorite part. The cosplay. I really just love the cosplay. I love community night. I love the March of the Murlocs. We did that for the first time last year.
I'll
we
just
really
leave this in
weren't
the corner
we
here,
weren't sure
over
how it was
me.
gonna go, so we had 6 employees in onesies if we needed them, and then like hundreds of people showed up, so that was awesome. We're doing that again. We've even got the Pepe cosplay gathering, so all of that is adorable. I mean, I'm close to making the show all year, so I kind of know about the big things that Blizzard's doing, but I just love all weekend we'll be taking photos of what the community's bringing to the show. I love it.
Oh, I can't wait to see it, and I can't wait to see opening ceremony, so we're going to head that way right now, but thank you so much,
Thank
Sarah Lynn.
you.
All right, back to you guys.
Yeah, by the way, I actually didn't buy the virtual ticket this year. First year ever, I think. I haven't bought it.
So hyped right now.
I know. Well, let's take a look. We've got a lot of great guests coming on the show today. Here's everybody lined up for the weekend. This is Friday. Here on the pre-show, we're going to have Sam Braithwaite. He is the Esports Global Director, so we're going to find out about everything going down with all the championship games happening.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
hopefully he can break down some StarCraft, some Hearthstone,
right.
some Warcraft,
I
MDI,
want to
and
talk
Arena.
World Cup with him. That's going to be fun. That's going to
Yeah.
be fun to see what he thinks about Overwatch World Cup.
Definitely. And we've got Jalen Brack coming to the desk as well, right after opening ceremony, the president of Blizzard Entertainment.
Yeah. Later on tonight, we're going to have Jeff Kaplan joining us to end the show. I can't wait for that. I can't wait for the Jeff. The Papa Jeff. He's going to be here with us. And tomorrow, we're going to have tons of illustrious guests as well. KO Milker.
So, real quick, hang on. Real quick. I heard a friend of mine say that Jeff Kaplan is the last really awesome presenter left at Blizzard. What do you guys think of that?
Director, and we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
I have a lot of Sylvanas questions for him.
Oh, yeah?
So,
Oh, yeah? Okay.
yeah,
Ooh, yeah.
I have a
Gonna
lot.
put him in the hot seat.
I
in the
can't
hot seat.
wait for that.
Well, guys, now that you know who's going to be stopping by, you can start tweeting us questions for all of your guests with the hashtag BlizzCon2019. And if you have questions for Michelle and I, you can tweet those as well.
We will be looking, and at the end of the day, we're going to be sending you guys over to Community Night for the talent and costume contest. And every single year, these costumes keep getting bigger and better and more elaborate. The craftsmanship that goes into these things is amazing. So if you love cosplay, you definitely don't want to miss it. Look at that, look at that.
Look at Nita. How many hours do they spend? How much time do they spend making these
You know,
costumes?
no joke, some people spend a year doing this, all year long. So
man,
I'm excited to see
the
what
passion,
people come up with.
the
Somebody's come up
dedication.
with a Sigma and have no shoes on. You know it's
Oh,
gonna
Metzen
happen.
was amazing.
Pedicure before they do that. They'll walk around with no shoes on.
That's,
guys,
you're
the
joking,
contest
Chatter.
will Also be pretty epic this year. Have
But no,
fear.
Kaplan's kind of cool. I think Kaplan has some real legitimate charisma on camera.
Valran Mew will be trying to break through for their first community night win. This is his own little competition that we're having here amongst all the esports. This is like this own little thing
It's
happening
true.
here.
It's been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
So as you guys can see, we've got a lot happening for you guys over the next 2 days. And if you want to see it all, you're going to need the BlizzCon virtual ticket, which is available right now on BlizzCon.com.
Wait.
Your purchase is gonna
The BlizzCon virtual ticket.
on-demand Blizzard content, giving you guys full access to every stage, every panel, every inch of the Anaheim Convention Center. You're also going to receive some bonus in-game items that Sarah Lynn Smith kind of mentioned.
Yeah.
Everything in the Blizzard universe, including a pair of Murloc faction leaders for WoW, one that looks like Sylvanas, which is great.
Yeah.
Illidan Tyrande legendary skins for Overwatch.
Actually, if I could be real for a second, I actually think their Overwatch skins are crap this year. The Illidan Tyrande ones, I think they look actually bad, my opinion.
Joined us in the past, you know that usually it ends right after opening ceremony. But this year, there's so much going on and so much exciting stuff to talk about that for the first time ever, we're extending the preview window all the way until 4:30 p.m. So now you'll have a full 6 hours to check out.
I disagree, Valkorian. I think Illidan looks like a girl.
Here on the All Access channel. Super cool.
I don't think we've ever been live on Twitter.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever
The
done that.
thing, not the real Illidan,
If you wanna
obviously.
continue watching after that and all day tomorrow, you can pick up a virtual ticket on BlizzCon.com.
And no matter how you guys choose to watch, experience BlizzCon, whether you're at home or whether you're here with us today, you're going to want to download the new and improved BlizzCon mobile app.
Wait,
for iOS and
I'm gonna do it
Android.
right now.
There's a ton of features on it.
BlizzCon
You can
app.
screen with AirPlay and Chromecast, how we've dubbed it in the past. You can easily navigate the show.
Hang on, it's asking me for all of my money. Okay, here, take all of the...
And probably
I'm
my
sorry,
favorite
I'm sorry.
thing about the app is that you can create your own custom schedule so that
Right.
you can never miss anything. That way, if you're at a panel and you want to see a different panel, you can
Yeah.
put it all, line it up in the app.
Got a nice, tight
Yeah.
schedule. Yeah, and if you combine everything with a mobile app with your virtual ticket,
Oh,
you can
are we getting
pull
close?
the BlizzCon experience.
Nope, 9 more minutes. We got 9 minutes.
All BlizzCon video content, live streams, merchandise, and much more. So get it now wherever you download your apps.
That's true. All right, let's take a live look in at Mythic Hall, where Blizzard fans are anxiously awaiting the start of opening ceremony. Now less than 10 minutes away. What's up, Mythic
What's
Hall?
up, Mythic Hall? Raise the roof.
Let's
Feel
hear
excited.
it. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah,
Look
man.
at everybody.
There's so many people.
I'm missing
It gives
you
them
guys.
time to set up.
I know. I'm gonna go out over there.
We're chained to the desk
Yeah,
now.
we're
You're
gonna
not.
run over there.
Well,
We're gonna
guys,
get away.
let's go ahead and check in with our other roaming reporter, Rachel Querco, a.k.a. Seltzer, who's standing by at the arena with a very special guest.
See you around, Huthor.
Thank you guys so much. It's true. I have the specialist of guests because if you watch any esports, especially Blizzard esports, you gotta know this guy. It's Alex Goldenboy Mendez, global icon, national treasure, blessing us with his presence. Alex, welcome back to BlizzCon.
Hey, it's good to be here. I don't know if the people in here can hear me because, you know, obviously being a global icon, I need everyone to be able to hear me. But it's okay, though. I'm very excited to be here.
I'm sorry, who's this guy?
It's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
Well, we can do a quick test if they can hear you. We're here in the arena. We've got so many fans excited to watch the opening ceremonies. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for BlizzCon?
It worked. It worked.
I stole your "Are you ready?" Do you wanna do it?
Oh, yeah, sure. Wait, ladies and gentlemen, I said, are you ready?
Okay, he can do that well. I'll give him that.
That's what we're paying the big bucks for. Now, Alex, you're here for the Overwatch World Cup. This brings teams from the Overwatch community from all around the world here to Anaheim, California to compete. Tell me about why this event is so special to you.
Well, you know, the Overwatch World Cup has been going on for quite a while now, and it's always been a blast to be a part of. It's just great to be home with the community.
Hi,
and
Myron.
while we were at the Overwatch League Finals, and it was awesome, this is a great opportunity for fans to be able to show their...
I know, okay, real talk, the blur on the background is kind of making me get a little
No? Okay.
nauseous,
Sorry.
headachy. Because so much of the screen is just blur right now. Do you see that?
To be had here.
In fact, hang
I'm
on.
also pumped too because we're gonna have the desk
There,
back
we're just gonna like cover some of the blur. Hang on, we're just gonna cover the blur. There we go. That's better. That's better.
Promising me that this is going to be as
So much
exciting
better. Oh,
as
hang
we
on.
had
Now we
last
gotta like.
Yeah, well, you know, it's a lot to live up to, but we're gonna try our best. We're gonna have a good
There's
time.
like no
That's
win
the
in
important
here.
thing.
There's no win solution.
Everyone here is amazing. We're just gonna have a good time, Rachel. That's what it's all
There we
about.
go. Let's
right,
just
guys?
kind of keep that in the background. Just kind of cover the blur. Cover the blur.
Alex, you have been involved with the Overwatch
All access ticket.
all year long. BlizzCon is an incredible
Don't buy
gathering
this.
of all of these communities. So tell me what you've seen over the year and what you're most excited to see kick off here at BlizzCon.
You know, I just want to know about the future. That's it. I want to know what we have coming up next. I have no idea. People have been coming up to me saying like, "Oh yeah." you
Oh,
know,
right. You asked how much the ticket is. I have no idea.
I don't have anything. No one tells this boomer anything, and it frustrates
hang
me.
on.
I want to know all the good stuff, and we're going to find that out in a little bit. It's going to be awesome.
Absolutely, we are getting closer and closer to opening ceremonies.
$50.
World Cup duty. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to need you to keep your booties in the seats because it is time to send it back to Malik and Michelle to get us that much closer.
Wow.
Rachel, thank you so much. And thank you,
And that's
Golden
not even
Boy.
worth it
We
this
are
year.
now joined here at the desk by Esports Global Director Sam Braithwaite for BlizzCon Esports.
Hello, hello.
So this is the second esports thing in a row. Okay, hang on.
So let's jump right into it.
Yeah, okay, so I gotta be real for a second. I really don't care about esports. I mean, I'm happy it's a thing. I'm happy that people enjoy it. That's awesome. Yay. As I've said this so many times, I am legitimately happy that there is more joy in the world. Sweet. This is part of what I was talking about. That's what I wanted to say here really quick. This is part of my point. This is why I say Blizzard is no longer aiming for a demographic I am a part of. because I really, really do not care about esports. I do not care about participating in it, and I do not care about watching it. Like, and the emphasis, the significant and substantial emphasis that Blizzard has been putting into the esports scene over other things. Like, let's examine what they've covered so far, right? Overwatch, StarCraft. They're actually talking about StarCraft right now. And I guess that's it, actually. They've just been talking about the esports stuff. They're having this, what they're talking about right now is the WoW esports. I'm not actually joking. For those of you not aware, they've turned WoW into an esports thing with this Mythic Invitational thing. It's basically a race. Teams get together with their party, and they have to go through a Mythic dungeon and defeat the Mythic dungeon first under a specific set of circumstances. And they're talking about the race right now. And like I said, they've turned WoW into an esports thing. This is my point. This is not conjecture. They have put a larger emphasis onto esports than they have in the past. And that is not me. I'm over here. There's also a PvP tournament they're doing for esports. Now they're talking about. This is still WoW. Yeah, see, the Arena World Championship. So now we're talking about Hearthstone. The Hearthstone Grandmasters, which is also esports. I'm not going to comment on what he just said. I'm glad I had that muted. Don't ask. Dropping it right now. Overwatch World Cup. No, you're right, Rex. And they did it last year too, and they did it the year after that. In fact, I would definitively say that counting this year, the last 3 years, they have been focusing on esports too much. That's my point, though, isn't it? Like, if we were to put this as a gradient, the amount to which I cared about their games have basically just slowly been shrinking as the emphasis has been going more and more on esports. Right? This entire pre-show has been about esports so far. 100% of it. Think about that for a second. That wasn't true last year, and it wasn't true the year before. It was like 90% and then 70% going back. This is... He literally just said, how do we get more people participating into esports? We want more teams. How is it watching esports grow? That's what they're talking about right now. I've already told you how it feels. How does it feel to you guys? I suppose I could be putting too much into the burrito, period. That is my fault, period. Like, it feels like being left behind. Yeah. Well, thank you very much, that warden. Much obliged and appreciated, as always. If you happen to know where you want to put that, let me know.
I guess we are still here for us, but actually right now we are going to go to opening ceremony. But first, President of Blizzard Entertainment, J. Allen Brock, has a message that he'd like to share.
How you feeling, BlizzCon? Before we start the opening ceremony, I want to say a few words. You know, Blizzard had the opportunity to bring the world together in a tough Hearthstone esports moment about a month ago, and we did not. We moved too quickly in our decision-making, and then, to make matters worse, we were too slow to talk with all of you. When I think about what I'm most unhappy about, there's really two things. The first one is we didn't live up to the high standards that we really set for ourselves. And the second is we failed in our purpose. And for that, I am sorry, and I accept accountability. So what exactly?
Okay. That surprised me. I'll give you that. Just opening with a straight-up apology.
So what exactly is our purpose? BlizzCon is demonstrating it even as we speak. We aspire to bring the world together in epic entertainment. And I truly believe in the positive power of video games.
I do too, actually. Don't let me forget to talk about that, because I got thoughts on that.
When we get it right, we create a common ground where the community comes together to compete, connect, and play, irrespective of the things that divide us. As an example, BlizzCon has people from 59 countries all around the world here at the show today. That is amazing. And that is the positive power of video games, to transcend divisions that surround us in so many of our places today. We will do better going forward. But our actions are going to matter more than any of these words. As you walk around this weekend, I hope it's clear how committed we are to everyone's right to express themselves in all kinds of ways, in all kinds of places. I've actually seen and heard many of you expressing yourself this morning. You use your vacation and your family time to be here in Anaheim with us, and we are so grateful that you're here this weekend. Our best moments are here in our shared passion for Blizzard games. So once again, BlizzCon has brought us together, and today you're going to see a lot of the hard work of the Blizzard team. I am personally so proud of what we are building, and I hope you love it too. Thank you for joining us. So, are you ready to start the countdown? Let's do it.
They stopped at 4. You caught that, right? They stopped at 4.
Blessed Aqua, thy eternal light protects me. Thy divine wisdom guides me. Though my path is wrought with darkness, guide my soul to thy sacred light. Blessed Aqua, thy eternal light protects me. Thy divine wisdom guides me.
Quiet.
Though my path is wrought with darkness.
Shut up. They have our scent. Run! Just keep running.
Are you out of your mind? He's not going to make it.
He has to.
Blessed Akarat, thy eternal light protects me. Thy divine wisdom guides
Look at me! All the gold we want is right there.
No, I just came here for knowledge.
They're coming!
I know.
Get over here!
Now, breach the seal. Get us through that door.
Oh, Lord, help me. By 3 they come. By 3 thy way opens. Blood shows. This doesn't make any sense. Blood is the key. Blood is the key!
What?
I need 2 of you!
No! Go! I'll hold them! Go!
So, it says the blood of the willing goes...
You gotta be kidding me! It worked!
We have to help him!
He's dead already. It's a shame he didn't make it.
Oh well, cheer up. Gold splits better 3 ways instead of 4. Must be hidden here somewhere. Read this.
By 3 they come, by 3 thy way opens, by the blood of them willing. Hail. Hail the Creator. Oh, hail the daughter of... Oh, no. No.
What about the coin? What's it say?
This is forbidden. This is a summoning. I cannot speak.
Don't lie to me!
We came here for treasure. What is this place?
I don't know. Maybe it's a temple. Or a tomb, or... Blessed Akrat, thy eternal light protects me. Thy divine wisdom guides me. Though my path is wrought with darkness, guide my soul to thy sacred light. Thy eternal light protects me. Thy divine wisdom guides me. Though my
Open your eyes.
Eternal light protects me. Eternal light protects me. Thy eternal light protects me. Eternal light protects me. Eternal
There
light.
is no light here. You came to the darkness for knowledge.
Yes.
And all the knowledge you seek is here. Surrender. Speak the words. Call her home.
Lilith.
By three, they come. By three, thy way opens. By the blood of the willing, we call thee home. Hail, daughter of hatred. Creator of sanctuary. Hail. Lilith.
Blessed Mother. Save us.
Please welcome Game Director of Diablo, Luis Barriga.
This choppiness is irritating. Lilith is the mother of humanity, the Nephilim, alongside one of the angels whose name I can't think of right now.
It is so very good to be here. I want to thank all of you for coming, and a big thank you to Blizzard Cinematics for starting. I know you all want to hear about the game, so let's get to it. Diablo 4 is Darkness, World, and Legacy. Let's start with Darkness. Diablo 4 is dark. You just saw the cinematics, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Whether it's the art, the story, or the horror elements that we've embraced, the first thing you will notice about Diablo 4 is that we are going back to the franchise's darker roots.
No comment.
It'll mean blood and gore. It'll mean occult symbols and rituals. More importantly, it will mean victories are neither clean nor guaranteed. We hope you're as excited about that as we are. Then we have World, also super important for Diablo 4, because we've only seen glimpses into Sanctuary in previous Diablo games. But those glimpses have enthralled us and captured our imaginations. With Diablo 4, we want to put the world of Sanctuary front and center. We want every character, every monster, every faction to have a sense of place. Drowned undead that emerge from the coastlines. Brutal goatmen that come from the hills above us. And as we go deeper and deeper into the depths below, a truly dark, gothic, and medieval version of hell. The world is also how you'll experience most of our game. It is there that you will find enemy camps and friendly towns alike. It is also where you'll find players to interact with, whether it's to trade with them, group with them, or should you choose to do so, murder each other in PvP zones.
By the way, this is going to be a live services game.
Legacy. Whether it's the sense of dread from
bet?
Diablo 1, or the classic class lineup and loot chase that we still are inspired by from Diablo 2, or the best-in-class visceral and fluid combat from Diablo 3 that we still enjoy, we are approaching this series with complete reverence, and we hope that it shows. If you are new to the series, we want you to feel like we did when we first played Diablo. If you're a longtime fan, we think this is the game you've been waiting for. Isometric, action RPG, developed for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. On that note, we want to offer you a first glance at Diablo 4, along with our first three classes: the Barbarian, the Sorceress, and the Druid. On behalf of everyone on the Diablo 4 team, it is our absolute pleasure now to share with you the world premiere of the Diablo 4 gameplay trailer.
The dream continues to haunt me, old friend. It always starts with a journey to a distant land. There I find a city in flames. Streets choked with corpses. Unthinkable destruction. I witness senseless slaughter. Brother against brother.
This is in-engine, Shikor.
Hatred. And then, executions, agony, suffering surrounded me until my turn comes. They burn my eyes, break my bones. I awaken in terror. There's no one left to stand against them.
Actually, it looks like the D3 engine at a glance. Look at it. Not that that's a bad thing, the D3 engine's actually a really nice engine. But, I mean, this just looks like D3 too, which I guess that's a thing. Yeah, you notice they're showing multiple times going up and down elevation points. And Belial, for some reason. Hi, Belial. I mean, you can already jump in D2 and D3. That's not really new.
You think me mad, old friend?
Or,
But I know these dreams.
sorry, Darial. That's what I meant.
They tell of the future.
What did I say?
Hell is coming, brother. Hell is coming.
I said Belial. My bad. I meant Darial. Sorry. God, I'm just screwing up every name today.
All right. How'd you guys like that first look?
That was alright, I guess.
We have a super exciting next couple days ahead of us. We have panels where we're going to go deeper into the features, the systems, the world, the art of Diablo 4, starting with an unveil panel right after opening ceremony on this stage. But that's not all. The team's been working super hard on the game, and therefore we've been able to bring a little bit of that, a little taste for that. That's right, we have a very early look, a demo playable on the floor today, right now.
Correct, Dream Whisperer. There's just the one Supreme
As
Nephilim.
much fun playing it as we did making it. And once again, on behalf of the game team, thank you all, and see you in hell.
Please welcome Game Director of World of Warcraft, Ian Hazakostas.
Horde! Where are you? Alliance! Let me hear you! Protoss! Terran! Zerg!
Much quieter.
Heroes of the Storm! Legends of the Tavern! Heroes of Overwatch!
Oh, listen to that volume.
And soon, ready to battle the minions of hell in Diablo 4, the brave souls of Sanctuary. It feels really great to be able to say the words Diablo 4 out loud. We use code names when we're working on the game, and we train ourselves not to reference the real name. And so when we're able to kind of come out and finally say Diablo 4, it feels a bit wicked. Diablo 4. We've actually had Diablo 4 in development for some time.
Duh.
You know, when we come before you, we want to ensure that when we reveal Diablo to you, that we can give you a good look at the dark vision of Sanctuary, along with a playable experience here at BlizzCon. You know, I've personally spent a lot of time of playing Diablo over the years, and a lot of love has gone into this game, and I really hope everyone enjoys it. So let's talk about what else is here for us at BlizzCon, our Baker's Dozen BlizzCon, lucky number 13. We see BlizzCon as the place where the Blizzard community can have a home away from home. It's our home, too, because many of us have grown up playing Blizzard games. We've forged lifelong friendships. We've made memories. And we've also had a lot of fun over the last 28 years. This year, for the very first time, we've set up something to honor that legacy and celebrate the beginning of what's made Blizzard great. Celebrate the games and the communities that we have. We're excited to debut the Blizzard Arcade in Hall E.
What is it?
The Blizzard Arcade has an old school arcade vibe. Gather there with friends, play some games, and experience some of the earliest things that Blizzard has ever made. For the very first time at BlizzCon, we have Rock and Roll Racing, Blackthorn, and the Lost Vikings. If you've never experienced these games before,
No, I've never heard of those games before. We totally didn't stream those earlier today. I'm sorry, guys. It's all my fault. I'm the one who did it. I'm sorry.
And enjoy. But the arcade isn't just a celebration of where we've come from. It's also a showcase of some of our new announcements. Let's talk about StarCraft 2. If you're a StarCraft fan, we have two exciting things for you in the arcade. For several years, we've been working with Google and the DeepMind Artificial Intelligence Project. The DeepMind group has taught agents how to play the game as part of their AI research. And I'm excited to say that for the very first time, players are going to be able to pit themselves against DeepMind AI agents right here on the show floor. We have master level agents. We have a diamond level agent. And just a quick note that if you try this, you will not win. 3 of you will win. I won't win. For StarCraft 2 fans, we've also been really hard at work on bringing an iconic villain to life. I'm excited to announce that the leader of the Sons of Korhal and the ruler of the Terran Dominion, Arturas Mengsk, is coming to the game later this month as the next co-op commander. Mengsk is unlike any commander that you've ever played, and at BlizzCon, he's loaded up and ready for you in the arcade. Let's talk Heroes of the Storm.
And that's it for StarCraft announcements. Predicting it now.
The team has brought Deathwing the Destroyer into the Nexus. Deathwing is actually the most requested hero of all time, and we're excited for you to have an opportunity to play. Deathwing actually has 2 forms with 2 different sets of abilities, bringing the iconic World Breaker fantasy to life. And Deathwing is playable here for the very first time in the Blizzard Arcade. In addition, everyone with a BlizzCon or virtual ticket will automatically receive Deathwing when he enters the Nexus. One more thing to talk about with Heroes, and it's that in celebration of BlizzCon, all heroes are free from now until November 10th. So if you've ever wanted to jump in and play, now's a great time. We have one other thing in one of our real-time strategy game in the Blizzard Arcade for you. It is called Warcraft 3 Reforged. We recently started the beta, and we're ready to expand the pool of testers. So everyone here, everyone watching with a virtual ticket, you'll all have beta access to Warcraft 3 Reforged starting Tuesday. And we'll announce the release date for Warcraft 3 Reforged soon. This month is an important one in Warcraft history because we are celebrating both the 25-year anniversary of Warcraft and the 15-year anniversary of World of Warcraft. We kicked off that celebration 2 months ago with the launch of WoW Classic. And we've been excited to welcome back millions of players to Azeroth. It's been a really amazing experience to see the beginning of the game all over again. You know, many of you, I've heard cursing your limited bag space. Many of you are experiencing Baron's chat, maybe for the first time. And some of you have even gone back to feed your hunter pets. It's part of that anniversary celebration. And in remembrance that for some of you, your favorite flavor is vanilla, we have vanilla ice cream for sale in the WoW concessions area. You think that you want this, and I think maybe that you do. BlizzCon isn't just a celebration of our games, it's also a celebration of the players who play them. And here you can see some of the most skilled pro players compete in our games. I want to thank everyone out there for giving your energy and your support to your favorite teams and favorite players. About a month ago, we held the grand finals for the Overwatch League in Philadelphia. Congratulations to the San Francisco Shock and 2019 MVP Sinatra. Next season, the league is moving to a home and away format, and that means there's competition taking place in 20 cities all around the world. And this is the very first time that something like this has been done in esports. And so it is a great time to be a fan of the Overwatch League, and it's a great time to love Overwatch. At BlizzCon this weekend, the best of the best are going to battle it out in the Overwatch World Cup, featuring more than 30 country-based teams from all around the world. We'll also be celebrating champions and crowning champions for StarCraft II World Championship Series, the Hearthstone Grand Masters, the WoW Arena World Championships, the WoW Mythic Dungeon International Tournaments. BlizzCon has been home to some great moments in esports history, and we're excited to watch the action unfold over the next 2 days. This weekend isn't just about celebrating our pro players, it's also celebrating with you, the Blizzard community. One of the highlights of the show is our community night contests, and for me, that's actually my personal favorite of the show. I am pleased to announce that Darren DePaul, voice of Reinhardt, among other famous Blizzard characters, has returned to host. This is one of the places where you really see the vibrant and creative gaming community that is Blizzard and is BlizzCon come to life. And we're really excited about the talent that everyone demonstrates.
I have fallen so far, I'm kind of stuck.
In closing, I just want to say there's a lot of people out there that are Blizzard employees, and they're there in the crowd. And the reason that all of us are here is you. We're here to celebrate this moment with you. You know, we really look forward to this weekend. This is a highlight for us all year to come together and to celebrate all the passion of Blizzard games. And so, all of you watching, we are grateful. Thank you for being here with us. BlizzCon, be good to one another. Welcome home.
No, you burned my home.
Please welcome Game Director of World of Warcraft, Ian Hazakostas.
Hello, BlizzCon! I am so honored and humbled to be up here with all of you on behalf of World of Warcraft as it turns 15. This is a game that's been at the center of my life for every one of those 15 years. I think 15 years ago on this day, I think I was wandering around looking for stores that were still taking pre-orders of World of Warcraft so that I could jump in there on day one right with everyone else. And just over 11 years ago, I had the privilege of joining the development team.
I actually like Ion, I just disagree with him drastically when it comes to game design. Like, he and I are on completely opposite ends of game design.
15th anniversary year. It's been a great year for World of Warcraft. Just taking a look back, we kicked things off with the Battle of Dazar'alor, an Alliance and Horde going head-to-head in a raid zone for the very first time. Moved beneath the waves with our Rise of Ashara update. Along the way, we've seen the Kultiran join the Alliance, and the Zandalari Trolls bolster the ranks of the Horde. And of course, we have Mechadomes and Volpera waiting in the wings to join them in our upcoming Visions of N'Zoth update. And of course, just over 2 months ago, we launched this little game called World of Warcraft Classic.
Yeah, where's my FF14 1.0? That's what I really want.
Return to Azeroth as it stood before the Cataclysm. Whether you are returning home to an old friend after a long time away, or experiencing it for the very first time. It's been an incredible journey, and here...
For the record, I'm kidding.
...year of World of Warcraft, this community stands as strong as it ever has.
No comment.
Speaking of Classic, I'm excited to announce that we have our next update to Classic just around the corner. In about a week and a half, the week of November 12th, we'll be enabling the world bosses, Azuragos, and Kazakh, but most importantly, the PvP honor system.
Oh, God. Why is that a good thing?
So if you still have any quests to finish up in Hillsbrad, I would recommend you get those
Do
done.
you remember how bad the honor system was? Because I do. I made Lieutenant Commander.
A couple of weeks ago, we released Dire Maul, and we have Dire Maul playable here on the show floor today. So grab some friends and check it out, or make some new ones. Speaking of the strength of the WoW community, I think one of the greatest sources of pride on our end as the development team is being able to work with the community and harness the power of this incredible community in support of some incredible charitable causes. This year, I'm happy to announce that we're working with not one, but two different charities that both work on behalf of children around the world. The first is the Make-A-Wish Foundation, an incredible group that tries to grant wishes to critically ill kids. And honestly, we've had the pleasure of working closely with them over the years. I want to give a shout out to an inspiring young woman named Amara who visited us and who we worked with just a couple months ago. The second organization is We.org, which works to provide food, water, shelter, educational opportunities, and more to children in need around the world. So next month, I'm happy to announce and introduce a pet that's going on sale, the adorable Dottie, the baby alpaca.
She does carry me forward on dunes of sand.
So if you thought that Dolly and Dot were your best friends, wait till you meet Dottie. She'll be worming your way into hearts everywhere in early December, and all proceeds from sales of Dottie from then through the end of the year go to benefit the Make-A-Wish Foundation and We.org. But now, back in Battle for Azeroth, the year's not quite over. We have this 15th anniversary celebration that's just around the corner, and I mean just around the corner. This coming Tuesday, November 5th, we will be enabling all the 15th anniversary events in-game. First off, that is a throwback battleground, Korak's Revenge, inspired by the original Alterac Valley. So dig in, get ready to storm that bridge as you push your way into Stormpike. And next, we have...
That's not what I remember from Alterac Valley. I remember being stuck in the middle for 3 days.
Encounters of the early days of WoW, from Kael'thas through the Lich King. Players who complete all three of those experiences will be able to earn their very own Obsidian Worldbreaker mount, inspired by Deathwing.
Credit where credit is due. That mount looks really, really cool.
And everyone who logs in during the 2-month celebration will get their own little Lefarian pet. Now, for those of you here in attendance at BlizzCon in person, we have a second 15th anniversary celebration in store for you. Please join us tonight at 8:30 outside the Arena Plaza for a toast and a celebration with the World of Warcraft team. A toast to 15 years of Warcraft, of World of Warcraft, 25 years of Warcraft, and to the best that is yet to come.
You know what? I'll toast to 14 years. Anyone with me on that? Here's to 14 years of World of Warcraft.
Now, as fun as it's been reflecting on the last 15 years and this past year in World of Warcraft, we all know that the most exciting part of BlizzCon every year is getting to hear and to talk about what's coming next.
End of Legion, actually, Zestel.
And so that raises the question, really, where would we go from here? What is next in store for Azeroth? I mean, it's, you know, as we stand right now, the Horde and the Alliance are perched on the edge of a tenuous armistice, finally putting an end to the battle for Azeroth that has ravaged their world. And yes, the forces of N'Zoth and his old god minions are looming, but I've seen some pretty reliable data mine spoilers that suggest that we're going to come out on top in this one.
For those of you not aware, they've already data mined N'Zoth's death sounds and everything, so,
and so
yeah.
after, really what's been a rough few years for Azeroth, between the assault of the Iron Horde and the Burning Legion, and everything that's gone on since, I think things might finally be looking up for Azeroth. I mean...
No, not now. There we go.
All these threats have been taken care of. Just sunny days and clear skies ahead. I mean, personally, I can't think of any unaccounted for loose ends or anyone who might be lurking in the shadows, thirsting for revenge. Can you?
Ice Crown. A monument to our suffering. The veil.
Really? Twitch? Really?
And death. Where a usurper sits on a frozen throne. But no king rules forever.
You've got to be kidding me.
To wear this crown. To wield so much power.
That power will be your prison.
This world is a prison.
So now do the blue eyes make sense? So yeah, that just happened. We were once told by King Tyrannus that there must always be a Lich King. And now, for the first time, there is none. Sylvanas herself warned us that in the end, death claims us all. Well, death is coming for us. And if we want to stand a chance, we are going to have to go where no living soul ever has. We are going to the Shadowlands, the world that is the afterlife for the entire Warcraft universe.
That's not how that works.
Along the way, we will get a chance to meet some of the fallen and learn their fates. But this is not a familiar world full of orcs and trolls and dwarves. This is an ancient and mysterious realm that predates the Titans themselves.
That also isn't true.
It is the source of the power of the Scourge that we have seen, true, and it's the power upon which Death Knights draw. But it's also the origin of the noble Valkyr and the spirit healers that guide us back to the land of the living when we pull a couple mobs too many. Not that anyone's ever done that. It's where spirits of nature go to begin a cycle of rest and rebirth.
Also not true.
And so much more. Let's take a look at this wondrous world that we are set to explore.
The jailer of the damned. A grim task, which I have failed. Now the eternal veil screams, torn asunder by her. Within the realm of shadow lies the darkest of terrors.
Sylvanas.
Never be set free. The Shadowlands are infinite. Their terrors and beauty were never meant for mortal eyes.
Okay, I get the direction they're going with the retcon then. I get it.
All that awaits them.
What did Pyro say?
The denizens of this realm are the key to restoring the balance between life and death. If their trust can be earned.
I mean, the Blizzard art team has always been top-notch. That's nothing new.
Death comes. And the end of everything is just the beginning.
So World of Warcraft Shadowlands is coming next year, and it will be available for pre-purchase today.
Logo does look cool.
That is just a little glimpse of this incredible world that awaits us. Ahead of us lie many fateful decisions, because at its core, Shadowlands is an expansion that is built around the idea of choice. Agency and self-expression in the rewards you pursue and in the allies with whom you cast your lot. I know you have a ton of questions, like what the heck is a covenant? What is that tower that's sticking out of the sky above Icecrown? What other changes are coming to World of Warcraft? And so much more. So we have our first panel for you at 2:30 on the Mythic stage, the World of Warcraft What's Next panel, where we'll dig into that and much, much more. Also, playable here on the show floor, we invite you to journey into the zone of Bastion and to begin to explore the Shadowlands. Thank you all so much, and it's going to be an incredible weekend ahead. I can't wait to share it with all of you. And now, it's my pleasure to turn things over to Ben Thompson on the Hearthstone team.
What's up, BlizzCon? So thrilling to be here with you today. Holy cow level, that Diablo announcement. And World of Warcraft Shadowlands, you gotta be kidding me.
The leaks were true.
So excited for what we are showing you here today. I don't know about you, but I cannot wait to play some games. Can you? Look, whether it's demons crawling out of the very bowels of hell, or the skies above us shattering to pieces, it is clear that Blizzard loves telling you a good story. Sometimes we feel, however, that you shouldn't have to leave the safety of the tavern to enjoy a good tale. We believe some of the best stories are told right here at home. Take, for instance, the story that we've been telling you this year, in the Year of the Dragon. For the very first time, we've introduced you to a story that is taking all 3 sets to tell. It is so big and so awesome. We have been having a lot of fun putting it together. We cannot wait to show you how it all comes to an end. But let's talk a little bit about how it all began. The Rise of Shadows, you were introduced to the formation of a League of Evil. Their plot to steal Dalaran and just how you helped them do it. This was followed by the Saviors of Uldum, as you and the League of Explorers answered the call to adventure and crossed the desert sands, seeking to wipe out the plagues that Rapham and his followers had set loose upon the world. Well, that brings us to our third and final chapter, does it not? The curtain rises on a shimmering twilight sky across a blanket of snow. A chill wind gusts across an ancient field of bones. Now, the League of Evil and the League of Explorers, well, they've chased each other across all of Azeroth to arrive here in Dragonblight.
I'm sorry, what? Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm playing Mega Man. So I wasn't paying attention. That's my fault. I apologize.
Dragons take flight above the ice and snow. High in the sky where the cold wind blows. Wings beat down as they beat back foes. Flaming hot fire over frozen bones. Good unites against people they oppose. They ride or die as the legends grow. We must not just as doing our heroes. There are no silence in this combat zone. Beats mid-air, yeah, it's a chiller. Life and death, yeah, it's a killer. They go round and round as the beat down pounds. Aerial thrills, yeah, it's a thriller. The sky's filled with trauma and all of this drama. Pretending and impending end. Crash down. It's dragons descend.
That's right. The Year of the Dragon is going to finally earn its name with more dragons in a single Hearthstone expansion than ever before. Now, you're going to recognize quite a number of these from Azeroth's storied history, but we've stuck a couple in there of our own devising as well for you to enjoy. Descent of Dragons also introduces a handful of new mechanics and one all-powerful new keyword as well. You want to dive in and take a look? Let's do it. Now, it wouldn't be right to make a set based around dragons without at least acknowledging the most terrible, the most feared and fearsome dragon ever to walk the world of Azeroth. No, not Deathwing. It's the progenitor of all dragon kind, the fearsome Galakrond. Galakrond is Hearthstone's newest hero card. That is to say, he takes the place of your own hero when you put him into play. He also brings with him a powerful new battle cry and his own unique hero power. But here's the key. He becomes stronger, more powerful, when you make use of our newest keyword, Invoke. It's important to note here that Invoke has its effects on Galakrond, whether he be in your hand or in your deck. And by doing so, you will allow him to achieve his second form. Gets a bit stronger. Now, believe it or not, there are actually those who eagerly await Galakrond's return, those who praise his name across Azeroth. And as a result, the Invoke keyword will occasionally show up on some neutral cards as well. Doing so will allow you to achieve the most feared and third final form of Galakrond, that of Galakrond Azeroth's End. Now, I don't know if this actually signals the end of all of Azeroth. Frankly, from what we've just seen, I'm pretty sure that's Sylvanas' job now. But it sure as heck signals the end of any game of Hearthstone he's in if you can appropriately pull off the Invoke mechanic. All 5 classes aligned with the League of Evil will have access to the terrible power of Galakrond and be able to harness it for themselves in the form of a unique hero, bringing a unique battle cry, and a one-of-a-kind hero power as well. Now, Rafam, he takes care of his friends. He is assured that everyone will receive a copy of all 5 Galakrond legendary hero cards for free just for logging in when the set launches. But you may ask, what of the just and noble? What of those pure of heart or more on the side of good? Where are my League of Explorers in this? Well, there are plenty of our winged friends eager to join the fight for good as well. You all know Ysera. Let's say hello to the Druid Legendary Dragon, Ysera Unleashed. She's my favorite too. And finally, what would a dragon be without their fearsome breath weapon? If you're a shaman, you're going to have access to lightning breath here. Yeah, we see all our dragon priest friends out there. You look like you're having a good time. We just think it's time to open up the party a little bit. You see, with every class in Hearthstone will receive a legendary dragon, each and their own. We're sure to see their presence being made known in the meta as soon as we release this newest and final chapter to the trilogy on December 10th. But for those of you looking to dive into the action a little sooner, pre-purchase begins today. Now, normally that'd be it for Hearthstone. We've given you an amazing new set, an awesome new cinematic, and a song that I know I'm going to be humming for the rest of the weekend. But we're not done. We want to leave you with something a little special before we go. As Hearthstone players ourselves, we all continue to enjoy a variety of ways to play this game we know and love. Whether it be in the arena mode or tavern brawl mode, we enjoy thinking of the cards we build and craft and play, and the decks that we put them in different ways. That's why the Hearthstone team is excited to announce today an entirely new way to play this game. And it's a new mode
on the phone. Wait.
We like to call Hearthstone Battlegrounds. Hearthstone Battlegrounds is an 8-player mode that is inspired, all 8. 8-player mode that is inspired by the popular auto battler genre with a few Hearthstone twists. In this mode, you and 7 other players are challenged to recruit minions and send them into battle against your opponents until only one victor remains. This is the first new mode to come to the game in some time. We have had so much fun making this, and we've had even more fun playing it. So much so, in fact, that we're excited to dedicate the entirety of the Hearthstone demo area here at BlizzCon to Battlegrounds over the next 2 days. The open beta for this new mode is going to start on November 12th. But for those of you here today, watching at home with the virtual ticket, or pre-purchasing Descent of Dragons, well, you're going to get to enjoy this all starting on Tuesday.
Yeah, that sounded interesting right up until they explained how it actually worked.
We couldn't be more excited to announce even more and talk about more cards and things related to Descent of Dragons and Hearthstone Battlegrounds on the Mythic stage at 3:30. We look forward to seeing you all there. From the very beginning, Hearthstone was always intended to be a warm and welcoming place. It's a place and a home far away from a confusing and often frustrating world outside the tavern.
China.
It's a place to set down our swords, join our friends, and gather around the fire. With the return of the Hearthstone Tavern here at BlizzCon, we hope you do just this. We absolutely invite you to come by and tell us what you think of the new mode. And we love answering questions about the newest set. But mostly, we hope you just drop by, if only to take part in the warmth and the friendship that the tavern has to offer. I know I'll be there, and I look forward to seeing each and every one of you. I don't know about you guys, but I really need to see what Overwatch has to offer, don't you?
Nope, but I'll watch it anyways.
Let's go take a look, shall we?
Like, I gotta be real, there's a reason I'm playing Mega Man right now. I'm a little emotionally drained, just to be completely real. I needed something to recover with.
The Omnics declared war.
Oh, hang on.
Overwatch was created to rescue humanity from the Omnic crisis. We became the greatest champions of peace and progress mankind has ever seen.
Everybody knows Overwatch got shut down. Half of them are just mercenaries now.
The people decided they were better off without us. They even called us criminals. They tore our family apart.
Papa told me, after so many years of service, you gave Overwatch everything, and then they pushed you out.
Real life is not like the stories our father told us. You were a fool for believing it so.
Perhaps I am a fool to think there is still hope for you, brother.
Human, machine. Before me, I see the future. Humans and Omnics standing together.
The second Omnic crisis continues. The conflict between Omnics and humans has now claimed over 15,000 lives.
That's it?
Someone has to do something! We have to do something!
Always remember, never accept the world as it appears to be. Dare to see it for what it could be.
Winston? It's been too long! What is this? This is broadcasting on the Overwatch emergency frequency.
I got a call. They're getting the band back together. They want me, but really, they need you.
I have been called. I must answer. Always.
The enemy is out there and getting stronger.
The world is changing once again, and it's time to pick a side.
We can make a difference again. The world needs us now, more than ever. Are you with me?
Yes, Winston. I am with you.
Please welcome Game Director of Overwatch, Jeff Kaplan.
Never let it be said the Blizzard cinematic team is not top-notch. Lord Atlantean.
What y'all doing? You having fun? Blizzcon is so edgy this year. I wore black. It's kind of like dad edgy because it's got a giant pink bunny on it. So I didn't quite get there. So I feel like you and I, and you know who I'm talking to, I feel like you and I have been together for a very long time. Like, we remember when WoW Classic used to be called WoW. We've been around together. I have something, don't ever say that. I have something that I'm very embarrassed to tell you now, and I'm only telling you because we have this close relationship. I totally forget what I'm supposed to say right now. Like, I don't have a clue. Just drew a blank. Anybody who knows me knows I can just ramble forever about anything. But luckily, I can, from the internet, I can read everything I'm supposed to say from the last week. Thank you so much for helping me with that. Oh my gosh. That was so sweet. The team really appreciates it. Actually, if you want to know how game developers feel about leaks, the WoW team made a cinematic called Shadowlands. And picture my face where Sylvanas' was. And then instead of that helmet, it was my cell phone. And that's, yeah. I should probably talk about Overwatch now. I'm just digging a hole, you know? So a very dear friend of mine, 5 years ago, on this stage, almost to this very day, a gentleman by the name of Chris Metzen.
Respect.
And let him hear it. He's watching with us right now. Chris came out 5 years ago on this stage, and he said it's time for a new adventure. And he wanted to take us all with him. And he came out and he announced Overwatch. And it was one of the most special moments of my life. And the women and men who work on Overwatch have been working so hard to make something very special. And today they'd like to dedicate that to you. So please enjoy.
Winston?
What's on your mind, May?
Do we have enough people for this mission?
As long as we stick together, we'll be fine. If you're going to show, now would be a good time.
Attention! This is your captain speaking. We are on final approach to Paris.
That's our cue.
You may now power on your electronic devices. Weather is mostly cloudy, with a 100% chance of null sector invasion. Winston, clear as a spot to land. We'll be right behind you.
You better be.
Why is null sector attacking now?
I don't know, May. But the people down there need help. And right now, we are all they've got. Bonjour, officer. We're here to help.
C'était un singe?
I mean, they're clearly focusing on the story.
Good work, May.
Thanks. Watch your back.
Get the civilians to the ship.
You got it. What was that?
Take cover!
May, stay with me. Winston! She needs help. We can't stay here.
Tracer, get everyone out of here. I'll hold the line.
But you said to stick together.
Don't worry. I'll be right behind you.
You'd better be.
Let's get you back in the fight.
Interlock shields!
How are we going to stop this thing?
May, your backpack!
That could work! Trissa, pause bomb! Here you go!
This is getting hot!
Ready!
Come on!
Right!
is ours, my friends!
Hi, Lena. Brigitte? Oh my gosh, you've grown! Oh, everyone, this is May. Hi, everyone.
Nice to meet you.
Reinhardt.
Good to have you on board.
Thank you.
Monsieur, does this mean Overwatch is back?
Yes. Yes, we are.
Did you like it? Did you enjoy? Awesome. On behalf of the Overwatch team, I am extremely proud and excited to finally and officially announce Overwatch 2. Now, I know you have a lot of questions, but we always feel like our games speak for themselves, so let's take a look at the gameplay and then we'll talk.
God damn it, I just put the chat back up.
Null sector is everywhere. I'll hold them as long as I can.
What are you doing here? It's happening again.
Paris was just the beginning. This is a global invasion.
So, how's Overwatch enjoying our city?
It's beautiful, except for all the killer robots.
Look up there. That's the command ship.
Then we know what we have to do.
Oh, yeah!
You're with me. We're getting aboard that ship. I knew you would return one day.
It has been too long, Master. I can't do this.
You've made your choice. Nobody will stop us. Trouble is cropping up all over the world. It's not just Null Sector.
A lot of lives are riding on what we do next.
We'll have to fight. One city at a time. Let's get them, Brigitte.
I've got you, Papa.
Watching your back.
Now that's teamwork.
Time to learn some new tricks. Hey, chill out.
Hammer strike! Do not worry, I will push it. Okay.
Push is literally a Team Fortress 2 map. I just want to say that, for those of you not aware.
Sojourn here.
Oh, we are going to have so much fun. It is going to be so awesome. So, we have a lot to talk about, right? First and foremost, you have to remember that Overwatch is a team versus team 6v6 competitive experience. And there is no way we're losing that at all. In fact, that's a huge focus. So Overwatch 2 will have a brand new core competitive game mode called Push. Now, what I mean when I say core is that you will play this in quick play, it will be played in competitive, and it will also be played by the Overwatch League. So we're really excited to finally add a new core game mode. Now, we want everybody here today to have a chance to play it and tell us how awesome and balanced it is. So you can play on a brand new map, which takes place in Toronto, our first Canadian map. It's over in Hall A, so we invite you to come play the demo. We think it'll be awesome. Now, when I talk to lots of you, there's a common request that you want out of Overwatch, and Overwatch 2 is going to deliver on this, and that's for more story and for PvE, for cooperative experiences. Overwatch 2 will feature a ton of PvE content. We will have a complete story experience featuring story missions, the first of which is called Rio de Janeiro, is also playable in Hall A for all of you today. Cannot wait to hear what you think about it. In addition, as you saw, we have something called hero missions, which hero missions are focused on highly replayable cooperative experience. The analogy we like to use on the team is similar to what adventure mode is to Diablo versus its campaign. That's what hero missions are intended to be. And they're powered by this really cool progression system where you can level up your heroes, get more powerful, customize your abilities, do different talents. It's going to be a ton of fun. Now, you might have also noticed the heroes all have a new look to them. Every one of the 31 heroes, plus more, are getting an upgraded look to them. And there's a really awesome panel that's going to happen tomorrow on Saturday in here that is going to go through all of the engine upgrades that are coming to Overwatch 2 and all of the new looks and explanation of the new art style that I'm really excited about. Now, Overwatch and Overwatch 2 at their core are all about heroes, and we know that we cannot make a brand new Overwatch game without having new heroes. So Overwatch 2, in addition to featuring Sojourn, who we are not talking about today, besides just confirming that she is here, Overwatch 2 will feature multiple new heroes that will come with the game, and we're very excited about that. Now, a lot of you have questions, like why a sequel? Or what does that mean to me as a player of the original game? I put so much time into this game, I cared about it so much. Well, we thought about it, and for us as gamers, you know, sequels make us nervous more than anything else.
They do?
So what we're hoping to do with Overwatch 2 is really redefine what a sequel means. And I think some explanation is in order right now. So for all original players of Overwatch, players of the current Overwatch game, you will get to play on all of the same maps as Overwatch 2 players, including all of the brand new maps that are coming to Overwatch 2. And you will get to play with all of the same heroes as Overwatch 2 players. It will be a shared multiplayer environment where no one gets left behind.
So it's an expansion. I'm sorry, that is the definition of an expansion.
A lot of us are thinking about is all of those cool accomplishments and cosmetics that we've been unlocking over the years. You know, how hard did you work for your Witch Mercy skin, for example? We want to make sure that all Overwatch cosmetics come forward with you into Overwatch 2, so all of your progress matters, nothing's getting left behind, no one's getting left behind. We worked so hard to build this community of over 50 million players at this point. The last thing we would ever do is do anything to split what an amazing community you guys are and how much you mean to us. So Overwatch 2 is going to be amazing. We have a panel right here on this stage at 1:30 where we're going to go into a lot more detail. Now, it's time for BlizzCon. I'm staring, you know, straight down the aisle at those beautiful machines with Diablo 4 loaded on them. We've got World of Warcraft Shadowlands. We've got Hearthstone Battlegrounds. We've got 2 different Overwatch 2 demos. I just want you all to remember how much we all mean to each other, be good to each other, enjoy each other this weekend. Now let's go play some video games. Have fun, everybody.
And remember, free Hong Kong. That was throwing me so badly I died twice to the same jump.
This concludes our
I
opening.
don't know if you know anything about me and Mega Man 2, but I'm actually pretty decent at Mega Man 2.
Diablo 4 unveiled.
And
Have a great
I
BlizzCon.
died twice on the same jump because, huh? Just... Okay, well, that was exactly what I predicted it would be. Go figure. Let's go ahead and hang on. So let's do this in order here. First, let's chop this off. So let's say hi to Zygmus. Hi to everyone. Say hi to Zygmus. Everyone say thank you to Zygmus. Thank you to Zygmus. Ah, much obliged, sir. Thank you very much. If you know where you want to put that, let me know. How do I shut up? There we go. Okay. God. So, funny little fact. One of the gaming news sites I follow, which is PC Gamer, has actually been doing regular coverage. I'm still behind Mega Man, aren't I? Whatever. Has been doing regular coverage of the Hong Kong protesters that are at BlizzCon. I just find that interesting because there's tons of them there, but none of them were on camera. Not that that's what I would call a surprise. Oh, God, where do I begin? You know where I'm going to begin? You know where I'm going to begin? With more Mega Man. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Here, let's get rid of this. I'll tell you where I'm going to begin. By randomly going AFK. BRB. Okay, I'm back. So, here's how we're going to do this, alright? Right now, as of this very second... Oh, fine, I'll stop hiding. As of this very second, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a little bit of just a run-through based on what they just said. So this is going to be two things, okay? Number one, it's obviously going to be just, first impressions, because obviously we don't have a lot of details yet, because they're just doing announcements at the launch thing, okay? It's pretty duh, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix this here. I'm thinking like right here, maybe? Trying to think where a good spot would be on this one. Like I could do it here, but then it'll flap all over the place. I could do it here, so it's like, and then, you know what? I'll do it in a minute. So this is just my initial thoughts. More announcements will be coming live over the next couple of days. This is still being recorded, Narlex. And I will actually discuss this in more detail once we have more details to discuss when we get to Lore Week. So, oh, you're right. I could just put it like right there. So, I think in the interests of fairness, I'm actually not going to do something. I was actually going to do this, but I don't want to do him a disservice. I mean, Uthor didn't even want to watch this with us, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him, to be clear. All right. Where do I begin? Where do I even begin? The apology is an interesting thing to talk about, because I'm going to go ahead and say something that is going to sound arrogant, and I have no other way to say it, but I'm saying it so that you guys understand that I'm not saying this from a perspective of ignorance. I have a lot of experience in analyzing people, the way they act, how they act, what message they're trying to convey, the level of sincerity, blah, blah, blah. I've been analyzing people since I was a child, okay? When Mr. Doom got up on stage there and apologized, he meant that. And I thought that was interesting. Ow. The apology was still pretty and there was an extremely corporate kind of apology as far as the wording goes. And to be perfectly blunt, I doubt anything will actually come of it. But I guarantee that individual person meant those words. Make of that what you will. It's interesting sometimes, and horrifying other times, to analyze the dichotomy between the corporation and the individual. Point number 2. Oh yeah, I agree, Melkor. You could see the shame on his face. That is someone who has lost, who is bothered by what he is a party to. Now, how much of that is acceptable, or what kind of actions he should or shouldn't take, that's all up to you. But I guarantee you, with 100% certainty, that one individual is ashamed of his role in these events. Make of that what you will. Moving on. Diablo 4. Okay. I'm not excited. Again, this is kind of emotional, core gut. Really not excited. At all. It looks like they've taken D3 and made an expansion of it. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? Because we had a Diablo 3 expansion, a WoW expansion, a Hearthstone expansion, and an Overwatch expansion. Huh. Anyways, it sounds like they're turning Diablo 4 into a live service game. And I don't just mean always online, which is already bad enough. No, I mean an actual live service game, which is much worse. I also think that, based on what they were saying... Now again, we don't have any details yet, so I don't want to sound too judgmental, but I'm trying to explain why I have no excitement. It sounds like they're going for the darkier and edgier, gritty, type of approach with this one. They emphasized that multiple times during the presentation. And during the guy talking. Multiple times. Darker, grossier, edgier, 90s-er. We must get back to the core of what Diablo really means. Yeah. No, yeah, it sounded like an obvious reference to D3's launch. I'm gonna go ahead and say something just honestly for a second. People who think D2 is darker than D3, I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. I'm sure there's at least some people out there who think D2 is darker in a good way than D3, and I legitimately have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. D3 is an amazingly dark game. If you pay attention to even half of the lore as you're going through it, this is a very brutal, unforgiving world, with lots of horrible things happening, usually off-screen, but also the actual presentation of the physicality of it is exceptionally gory. D3 is kind of messed. So, I'm always hesitant when someone basically jumps on a trend like that I already disagreed with. You know what I mean? And then they showed the actual gameplay, and it's like, oh, so they... what's the term for that? When they remove the amount of color in an image, there's a term for that. I can't think of any words today. I don't know what's up with me. Help me out. What's the word for that? Saturation, I think? It's saturation, isn't it? Yeah, okay, so it looks like they took D3 and desaturated it. And I don't mean that as a joke or a meme. I mean it literally looks like they took Diablo 3 and desaturated it. Now, story-wise, okay, so they're bringing Lilith back. That's unusual, especially since that's not where they were leading the story at the end of D3, although Lord knows Reaper's ending was kind of so whatever. But, like, I gotta be honest, the idea of Lilith coming back is like, okay, I'm sorry to point this out. What direction are we going with this? It can't be up. Lilith is not up from what we've already done. Lilith is down from what we've already done. Like, Lilith is weaker than what we've already defeated. Right? So that's not where we're going with that. Now, obviously, I've said this before, we don't always have to go up. But I have to admit, going with Lilith of all things is a very unusual choice for me. Especially since most people probably don't know who Lilith is. And I don't mean that as an insult. Lilith does not exactly have a large presence in the actual games. She is a core relevance point for the story. She is one of the two originators of both Sanctuary and the Nephilim. She is very important to the story. But how much of that is actually in the games is very, very little. She gets a few lines of dialogue in Reaper of Souls. If you get the optional story logs for her, you will hear a few lines of dialogue from her. Otherwise, it's mostly in the books or the manuals or the background lore. I talked about Lilith and Inarius several times during the Diablo lore run. So I just think I don't have much else to add to this because we have so little addendum here. There's so little else to talk about. Because we don't know yet, and I know they're doing the panel now. I will read up on it and I'll talk about what other details we get later. But right now, all I see is, okay, not excited. Moving on. StarCraft 2. Okay, moving on. Hearthstone. All right, now Hearthstone. Okay, I'm kind of memeing there. I should apologize. Have I ever mentioned that StarCraft is actually one of my favorite settings? Like, I know that's just me and I don't matter and blah blah blah, but I'm not joking when I say that. StarCraft is legitimately one of the most interesting settings I've ever seen. There's a lot of potential there, and they're making it so the DeepMind AI is barely available to some people, and we're going to be able to play as Mengsk. No details. In co-op mode only. So yeah, StarCraft is gone, apparently. Again, by the way, this is not the first or second Blizzcon in a row where they're completely ignoring StarCraft. Moving on. Here's the Storm is getting Deathwing, and that's it. Another game they've kind of started backing away from. Hearthstone is getting an expansion, and I gotta be honest, that's pretty much officially the moment I started to walk away from it. Like, that was the moment I needed to bring up Mega Man and just start purging my mind and recouping a little bit. I haven't even had lunch. I usually have lunch about 2 hours ago, so... Yeah, so Hearthstone's getting a thing. Okay, that's neat. Overwatch 2. I want you to do a thought exercise with me, okay? I want you to imagine for a moment that the loot boxes in Overwatch don't exist and never did, okay? You with me? In that fictional reality, Overwatch... an expansion to Overwatch being sold as a full-time game actually makes a degree of sense to me. Legitimately. Because at that point, they're following the same general financial model they did with Overwatch 1. Pay for the game, you get the game. Done. And honestly, I'm kind of with that financial model. I always have been. Now, based on the way I prefaced this, you already know my problem with this. Because if we undo that snap... Now, why are they charging for this game at all? I mean, I hate to break it to you guys, but they make an absolutely stupid amount of money off of the loot boxes in Overwatch. I would love to see some comparative numbers sometimes of the price variance between how much money they made on just straight sales versus how much money they made on loot boxes, because it's got to be higher on the loot boxes, right? There are, but I don't have them available, Smash King. I'd have to go digging for them. If you look up the Blizzard earning calls, they release info and that kind of stuff. Because that's public information. It has to be legally public information because they're a publicly traded company. Yeah, so, getting back to the point, the fact that they're charging this much for it. What is this? Oh. Did you go? Oh my god. Really, chatter? I mean, you're right. Eventually, I did just start playing Mega Man because I needed to take a moment. All right. So, hang on. I'm not ready for a while. I'm not ready for that. Give me a minute. So the fact that they're charging, well, okay, we don't actually know if they're charging full price, do we? So how much I'm against this right out the gate depends on how much they're charging for it. The next thing that matters is how much content there's going to be. Let me go ahead and express something, and I know any of you who watch Jim Sterling are going to be aware of this sentiment, because I'm pretty sure he said this. I don't actually get a chance to watch all his stuff, because I don't have time to watch it, but I'm pretty sure he has said this. It's like this. We're at the point now where game companies have done far too much of the following. Hear me out. See this? It's a bowl of fruit, okay? Check it out. Big old bowl of fruit. Ooh, you could have this entire bowl of fruit is coming out sometime over the next 6 months. For now, here's what you start with. Gaming companies have been doing a lot of this. Sometimes they fulfill on it. Sometimes they don't. And I think the continued trend therein is becoming a bit of a problem. I'm just going to go ahead and predict right now that Overwatch 2 will launch with a strawberry, basically. And they will promise to come out with more content later. I don't know if they'll do it, because that's the point, isn't it? I don't know what'll come out later. I know what'll come out now. Now, all that being said, I am actually legitimately surprised they're coming out with a story mode. Near as I can tell, the story mode is going to be not what I was expecting, and also not what I was wanting, but something. You know, they have individual story mode missions, and they have the hero missions, and cool, I'm with that. But we'll see. Really, I hate to lean on that, but we will see, because I don't know where they're going with this. They don't know where they're going with this. Just realized I still have the music at full volume here, as I'm shouting. I hope it won't be like Brink. Brink crashed and burned hard. Now, I want to talk about one last thing. Everyone's been calling it an expansion, and you're right. The way they described it is literally like a WoW expansion. Like, did you catch that? If you don't understand, allow me to explain this. For those of you who don't play WoW or FF14, there's another good example of this. So let's say, for example, that I'm playing FF14, and this new expansion comes out called Light Takers. And it's a really cool expansion, you know, new classes and some new changes to things, and a couple new zones and new content and blah, blah, blah. Now let's say that I am playing Final Fantasy XIV with the previous expansion, which is Calm Band-Aid. And Calm Band-Aid was a pretty good expansion, but I'm still stuck back there, okay? So the new expansion comes out, and I can still keep playing the game. And I can still keep playing the game with people who have Light Taker, right? We can still interact. We can still do dungeons. I can't level up because I'm capped. I can't, play the same classes that they can. I have no access to the same general content they do. But basically, all of the existing content, plus a few features which have been added, or substantial changes which have been made to the game, that's all mine. All of the class balancing stuff, all of the quality of life stuff. In fact, I'm pretty sure, help me out with this, Rex, they recently, or are coming out with, a thing that allows you to do New Game Plus for the old content. I'm pretty sure that even if I didn't have Shadowbringers, I would still have access to that, correct? Confirm, did I? YN? I'm going to go with yes, because it sounds like the kind of thing that works that way. Okay, there you go. There's a confirmation, right? Are you with me all so far? This is my point. That is the definition of an expansion for an ongoing game. That's how that works. You have access to all the new little stuff. You get bonuses, things that are just changes to the core gameplay. To get all the new stuff, you have to buy the new expansion. That's fine. So call it Overwatch expansion. Call it Overwatch The Omnic Crisis 2. That's a dumb name. Don't call it that. But come up with something, right? Come up with something. And bill it as an expansion. 'Cause it is. Overwatch story. You know what? Sure. I'm with it. I don't actually remember if they said the first game would be necessary. So some MMOs do actually do standalone expansions. Guild Wars is actually a good example of this. You can buy Nightfall. I don't know if this is true anymore, but back in the day, you could buy Nightfall and just have Nightfall. And you wouldn't have access to Prophecies. You'd just have access to Nightfall. Now, you could do that. Standalone expansion. But Overwatch Null Sector. There you go. Bam. Done. We did it. We came up with a term. Woot. I hate to keep hammering this point, but I only have one other thing to say about it, really. Now, I'm going to go ahead and admit something. And I suppose it's important for me to do this. You guys know me, right? I'm not universally negative or positive towards almost anything, right? I thought there were good parts about just about everything I've ever played. I managed to come up with positives for Anthem. The cinematic got to me in a good way. The Overwatch cinematic. You probably didn't notice, but I kind of stuttered and stopped playing Mega Man for a bit during the cinematic. It was actually pretty good. It wasn't the height of their quality, and I could tell everything that was going to happen the moment the cinematic started because it was extremely predictable. But it was still extremely well executed, and the overall tone is something that I'm with. Because the tone and point there, the relative point, is that life sucks, but it's not hopeless. Which is something I feel like I've said recently. It was, and Reinhardt giving the stupid ice pun. Yeah, I was with that. I was with it. I was with it. Sure. People kept saying the Avengers thing. Yeah! Hell yeah, let's do it. Let's have an Avengers Overwatch. Overwatch is already a superhero comic game. It is. 1-to-1. Embrace it. Go for it. Do it. Own it. Give me a damn good game. And I want to say one other thing, and I said this earlier today. I don't think Overwatch is a good game. I don't. I think it's a good tech demo. It is possible Overwatch 2 will be a good game. Now, if I could add one last thing here. It is actually kind of sad to me that the game they showcased today I am most excited for is Overwatch 2. What world am I living in right now? All right. So, I've talked about, let's see, I'm looking at my notes. I talked about the Apology. I talked about Diablo 4. I talked about StarCraft 2. I talked about Hearts of the Stone. Heroes of the Stone, excuse me. Heroes of the Storm. I talked about Hearthstone. I talked about Overwatch 2. I think that's it. I think we're done. We could just cut it here, right, please? All right. I'm livid. Just dropping all pretense for a second. Dropping all jokes. I'm livid. And I don't even know where to start. So, what they're doing is they're saying that the many different afterlives, which have always been a relevant part of the storytelling of World of Warcraft and Warcraft in general, have been condensed into this subdimension called the Shadowlands, which apparently has existed since before the Titans, which I will remind you are planets and were the first sentient beings in the galaxy. So the Shadowlands was apparently predates all that now. Now there is a death dude. You saw the death dude, right? I don't know his name. He was the guy behind Sylvanas. Death dude. We're gonna call him Death dude. Yeah, he's probably the one and only thing I'm actually with in all of this. I know that sounds strange, but it's because we all saw this coming forever ago. We have been predicting Death Dude for literally months. In fact, I think we're over the year mark at this point in time. Because there's never been a singular point of entity for death. Of all of the various powers and concepts that exist within Warcraft's setting, death has never actually had a central avatar. And I know what you're thinking. Well, what about the Lich King? He is not. The Lich King has never been an avatar of death. He has been the gatekeeper of undeath, which is different. You could call Argus, I guess. The Loa of Death was someone who was elevated to that position, and based on what we're seeing, I'm guessing Death Dude is the guy who did it. He's referenced his boss several times. Bwonsamdi has referenced his leader. Yeah, the Lich King is something that was built by the Nathrezim and basically grew out of their control. This is the entity, the avatar of death. This is a personification. Like the Titans are a personification of Arcane, to use a parallel. Like the Void Lords are personifications of Void, to use a parallel. Okay? So now we have our Death thing. Okay, cool. We have Death thing. His name is Death Dude. That I'm with. Him empowering Sylvanas. Okay, it's dumb, but it makes sense. I'm with it. Sylvanas soloing the third Lich King in a one-on-one fight. Actually, let's rewind a second. You know what the greatest power of the Lich King is? All of them. All three of them. Because it's not the fact that they are super amazingly powerful. They're not Sargeras. That's never been their shtick. They're the Lich King. Their entire shtick is the undead that they control and command. The level of influence that they have. Yeah. So what that should have been... And Sylvanas apparently just effortlessly her way up to there and fights him one-on-one. And apparently she just... Like... I'm going to go ahead and share something with you guys. Somewhat recently... You're going to make fun of this. Pax and I have actually been playing World of Warcraft in preparation for the anniversary event, in case we cared enough in order to keep playing. It was kind of a hedging our bets thing. Sad, in hindsight. But very recently, I actually did the Bwonsamdi quest chain. You know that one? It's a good quest chain. It's a very good quest chain. During that quest chain... Spoilers. We go with Vol'jin at Bwonsamdi's behest to visit the third Lich King. And it is wonderfully terrifying. we're there with a high priestess of the Zuldazar, whose name I'm just struggling to come up with because I can't think of any names today. And she is connected with both death in general and spirits. It's part of her job, right? Talanji, thank you, Talanji. Now, I bring that up because Ice Crown Citadel is kind of terrifying to a normal person. When we go with Talanji, she is completely freaked out because there are so many spirits and damned and dead just everywhere. And she's just like, ugh. I'm exaggerating slightly, but she just wants to nope right out of there the moment we walk in the door. Then we go up and Vol'jin asks the Third Lich King straight up, are you the one who brought me back? The Third Lich King says, no. And in the most wonderfully terrifying tone that I can't possibly emulate, he says, leave now or don't ever leave. And that's when the undead start swarming us. It is amazingly atmospheric, wonderfully terrifying. Sylvanas just... I'm sharing this to give contrast, by the way. Yeah, it was very Worf. As soon as I saw that he was actually fighting her one-on-one, I was like, oh god, because I realized she was going to defeat him. And then she did. Effortlessly. He didn't even get a good hit in on her. You notice that, right? That's important. Because it's not just about who wins the fight. He was curb-stomped. The Third Lich King was curb-stomped by Sylvanas. Anyone ever do the Silver Pine Forest quest arc? In Kata and Forward? On Horde, obviously, because there's only Horde quests there. But has anyone ever do those quests? There's a bit where we're going through there, and we're, hanging out with Sylvanas, and she dies. She gets shot in the back by a shotgun. Or a pistol, or whatever it was. A gun. And I was literally sitting there watching that thinking, I remember when she got shot in the back and died like a punk. Those are good days. All right. Where do I even... This is why I wanted to get out my... I mean, you guys saw my emotional reaction. You saw it. Her effortlessly curb-stomping the Third Lich King. Ripping apart the helmet, which apparently has something to do with keeping the boundaries between the Shadowlands together, which makes absolutely no sense. As I already said, the helmet itself, the Helm of Domination, was literally a Nothrazium artifact, crafted in order to hold the essence of the Lich King, and then imprison Ner'zhul in it. But no, Shadowlands, sure, okay. And, Death Dude, right? We're going there. All the afterlives are now part of the Shadowlands. Sylvanas is going to save us all from the world that is a prison. Because this world's a prison, apparently. It's okay, we've already started cracking it. There's about a 7-mile tall sword sticking out of it at the moment. People seem to forget that's still there. This is why I wanted to talk about this here. Let's talk psychology for a second. Is everyone cool with that? Can we talk psychology for a second? So, human beings have a tendency to have, like, 3 reactions to things, roughly. There's the reflexive reaction, which doesn't matter for this conversation. There's the emotional reaction, and then there's the justification reaction, okay? Now, I'm calling those that. This is not the proper terms, and I have no idea what they're called, and I don't care. But the emotional reaction is usually the core of how we feel about something. Whatever else comes after, that's generally what we really think. Or perhaps more accurately, really feel. After the fact, we start to approach it from a more logical and distant perspective. Our mind starts to take over, and we start to justify, and we start to explain, and we start to come up with reasoning to try and couch it in something more manageable. With me? My fruit is apparently with me. Now, one of the things I've noticed is that we as human beings are also very adaptable. If I took someone in chat right now and just kind of was like, all right, now you're in hell, the burning hells. That would be pretty horrible, and I would never do that, right? If I was to make it so that you make, let's say $400 less a month or some equivalent every month, you would get used to that. You would adapt to that. You would justify that. We are adaptable beings. Then if I took another 400 away, or another 400 away, or another 400 away. Now, I'm making up circumstances here because I don't want to use real-life circumstances, but this is something that is a very long-standing and well-known psychological principle of human beings. Now, why am I talking about this here? Because when it comes to video games in general, and game design in specific, I've noticed that we just kind of start accepting things that we shouldn't, bit by bit over time. You know? And every now and again, I feel like reminding myself, and I do it too, by the way. I'm not pointing fingers. I do this too. And every now and again, I have to remind myself and try to gain a little bit of perspective on how unacceptable these things are. Para exemple, once upon a time, people were livid over the fact that they were adding a cosmetic armor to a horse in Oblivion. That caused waves. That was a huge deal. Nowadays, people are actually defending microtransactions and loot boxes so long as they don't give a gameplay advantage. Now, obviously, not everyone is like this, and I don't want to sound like 100% of people do this, but this is where the norm has moved. We have gotten to the point where things are more acceptable than they used to be because we've been boiling. When is it time for a story or franchise to end? There's no singular answer to that, although I do think franchises... I think it should always be on the table that a franchise, ends. So. Anyways, you're probably thinking, what does this have to do with WoW? I will do an in-depth analysis during Lore Week. When do you think WoW's story should end? Back at the end of Legion. Before the sword stabbed into the planet. I mean, it could have kept going after that, but that was a good cutoff point. No, I'm not going to do it right now. I'm too angry right now. I am too emotionally invested to really divest into it. However, it is my opinion that where they're going with the current World of Warcraft story is unacceptable. And it's doing so not just because of the fact that the specific points can't be explained away, because they can. Well, we can logic away whatever, and we can retcon away whatever. But I feel like they're going in a direction they shouldn't go in to begin with. I feel like they're going in a direction that shouldn't bother going in. You know? That the core initial point, the actual core arc they're going towards, is not something I want. And I know I'm going to get this insult, so let's just get out of this way. No, I'm not a Lich King fanboy, okay? I'm not. If you say I am, you are provably wrong, okay? I don't care that the Lich King was defeated. I've defeated the Lich King myself, twice actually. No. It's the overall arc and story of where they're taking Sylvanas and turning her into the main villain. The main villain of the entire franchise. You can see where this is going, can't you? I know that because I've seen this before. I've seen it with Kerrigan. Basically, yeah, Takoida's right. I really think the direction they're going in is something that some people back at Azeroth are just really pushing hard. And they really want Sylvanas to be the main thing. Because I know what you're thinking. Well, hang on. Isn't Death Dude the main villain? No. He's not. No, the main villain is Sylvanas. She will get the attention and the focus. She will get the story presentation. At some point or another, we will have to face off against Death Dude. And at some point or another, Sylvanas will probably actually endure. I'm willing to put this prediction down right now. November 1st, 2019, that Sylvanas will survive the coming expansion. Now, that could be because of a redemption, or because she becomes the new big bad. She becomes Death Dudette. I don't know, but that is my prediction, and I'm saying it right now. She is basically the poster girl of Warcraft at the moment, which is funny in its own right. How do you redeem a character like her? Kerrigan. I don't know, Spokov. I'm going to pay attention over the next few days on where exactly they go with this. Yes, this bothers me more than Xenos. You know why? Because I care a lot more about Warcraft than I ever have about 14. No offense. But... Sorry, Frozen. What was I saying? God, I'm losing my thought train here. Okay, I'm going to be paying attention to the news, to all the specifics, because they usually have panels, and they talk about specifics of what's to come. And I will try to walk into that with as neutral of a mindset as I am capable of doing. But, how many big villains does WoW have left? Quite a few. Yeah, you remember we spent an entire section of the Legion lore run theory crafting about the third Lich King? You remember that? Huh. Oh yeah, and just to get this out there, I'm going to predict right now that Bolvar will become a major NPC in the new expansion. Specifically Bolvar, because without the helm, he's no longer the third Lich King. I'm also predicting we're going to meet Arthas in the Shadowlands, one way or the other. I'm also predicting we're going to meet Kel'Thuzad in the Shadowlands, one way or the other. Any other major predictions? Let me think about that. I already said the Sylvanas one. I'm not going to predict Varian, actually. No, seriously, I'm not. I'm not going to predict Varian. We'll see. Kinda does, yeah, Harian. But then again, we'll see. We'll see. We need to know more details about how the various Shadowlands afterlives work. We'll figure out how that works going forward. Kel'Thuzad was kind of off-camera'd, Blackvile. He didn't actually receive a termination point in his story. So... let's see, what else? Okay, one final prediction, and this is more of a gameplay thing. I'm predicting there will be no more Horde or Alliance. in the quests going forward. Now, I should explain that really quick for those of you who haven't actually played WoW. There's three types of four. There's 4 types of quests in World of Warcraft. There's class specific, there's horde only, there's alliance only, and then there's both. I'm predicting right now that from a gameplay perspective, there will be no horde or alliance quests in the coming expansion. It'll all be both. It'll instead be dependent on which covenant we choose. Isn't that a good thing? Depends on how they do it. So we'll see. I know, Dakota. I know. I think that's everything? Yeah, I think that's everything. Now, technically, I have like another 2.5 hours of stream time I could do here, but I gotta be completely real with you guys. That drained me in a way I wasn't prepared for. I really wasn't. So, I'm gonna basically stop for the day. This is the end of the stream. Tomorrow we'll continue with regular scheduled streaming, and I anticipate 7,000 questions about BlizzCon before Lore Week. So let's chop off the local recording,